Hi, I'm Jim Walker. This year at the CFI Convention, I'm talking about public speaking. I want you to realize that the greatest gift in the world is communication. If you can communicate, you can accomplish anything you want to. When I say communication, this is what I mean. You have to relate to your audience. I have this question presented to me at every one of my seminars. Jim, you travel all over the world. How do you communicate when you go to another country? I communicate by eye contact, and I smile when I do it because I want those people to know that I'm happy to be there with them. I've trained installers in South America, and I don't speak Spanish or Portuguese. I've trained installers in South Africa. I don't speak Dutch or Afrikaans. Maybe your boss, maybe your helper, or your next customer, they may not speak English, but you can still communicate with them. Don't forget the big smile. This projects confidence, and I feel very comfortable in front of you. Most of you know that I was Karastan's Director of Installation for over 15 years. Karastan saw that not only did I have the confidence, but I had the skills to do the job that they needed. Karastan was able to have confidence in me when they sent me out in the field. Confidence is contagious. After confidence comes knowledge. Every time Karastan sent me out in the field, I was confident that I had the knowledge to resolve the problem. You have to know what you're talking about. You cannot fake it till you make it. You might be a great floor covering installer. That doesn't mean you know how to sell it. Or you might be a great floor covering salesman. That doesn't mean you know all about adhesives. You have to know what you're talking about. When you talk to people, you have to project. You have to have a loud voice. Now I know that I talk loud because I was a drill sergeant in the U.S. Army. But if I talk like this, nobody ever going to pay attention to me. Show your confidence through a firm voice. Please guys, out of the respect for yourself and your audience, don't use slang and don't use curse words. If you need to fill time, tell a story. Let's talk about the way we look. Here's a quick little story about me judging a guy on how he looked. A man came to my warehouse to work for me. Now I already heard about this installer, and I heard that he was really qualified. I walked into the warehouse. I put my hand out to shake his hand. Immediately, I saw that one of his sneakers was duct tape. In that moment, this guy is never gonna work for me. He looks like a bum. He projects that he's not qualified. He saw my eyes go to his shoes. He looked me square in the eye. He smiled and said that his shoe fell apart on his last job, and he was going to Foot Locker to buy a new pair as soon as he left here. Do you think that he should have went to Foot Locker before he came to apply for the job? He turned out to be one of the best installers I ever had, but that didn't stop me from judging him on his first appearance. I'm back to talking about communication. It's not all verbal. Sometimes it's clean clothes or shoes without holes in them. It's combed hair. It's also your truck with no offensive slogans or bumper stickers. That's all public communication. I want to go beyond your appearance. I want to talk about your presentation. How you present your message is just as important as your message. You need to control the space that you're talking in. It doesn't matter whether you're talking to your boss or your helper. Maybe you're at the CFI Convention talking to 500 people. You still need to control that space. Move around, use gestures. Let them know that you are comfortable in your area. Your face should go from a smile, which is inviting, to a little bit more stern of a face, which means that you're serious. Never turn your back to your audience. That's rude. Never try to talk to two people at the same time. And if you're speaking to a group, do not let anyone in the audience take control of your message. The audience isn't there to hear the other person. Be polite, but be firm. you always have the option to say, hey, I'll talk to you about that when we get finished here. Having notes isn't a bad thing, just don't let your audience see them. If you need notes, try and keep them in big black letters on one page on your podium. Keywords that remind you what comes next. I believe this. Communication is your greatest skill. By being able to communicate well, you can share your thoughts and your beliefs and your professional knowledge with other people and learn what they have to share with you. I'm Jim Walker, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the CFI 2022 convention in Orlando, Florida.